All right, time to get you out to TD Garden.
They gonna kick you out of there.
Dave Pash, Bob Myers, Cassidy Hubbard, take it away. You two, stop it.
All right, Malika, a possible Eastern Conference Finals preview at TD Garden in Boston as the first-place Celtics host the Philadelphia 76ers. Third meeting of the season, the series even at 1 win apiece, but this is the first time they've played in Boston since Game 7 of the conference semifinals when Jason Tatum went off, put up a Game 7 record, 51 points. He has a new running mate this season in Drew Holiday, who has fit in extremely well in Celtic green. Philly has some injuries and illnesses impacting the roster. We'll get to that in a minute. We welcome you to NBA Courtside. The Boston Celtics, one of 2 teams undefeated at home, and they are beating teams by 19 points per game here at TD Garden. And hi, everybody, Dave Pash with Bob Myers and Cassidy Hubbard. Bob, overall, Boston's been great. Tied for the best record in the league at 14-4. Even in their losses, they've been outstanding. They've had a lead of at least 8 points in all 4 defeats. Particularly good at home, and Jason Tatum, of course, a big reason why.
Yeah, I mean, 19-point victories at home, that's just not a normal thing. 8-0 is fantastic. They're playing like the best team in the NBA right now. Certainly they're doing it at home. Tatum right there, he's leading the way. Had to make some adjustments. 49% from the field, that's a career high. That tells you he's being even more efficient, even with the points per game maybe coming down. He loves his new teammates, and they're playing tremendous here in TD Garden.
Other than Porzingis, Boston is at full strength. You cannot say the same about Philadelphia, though. With more on that, here's Cassidy.
Well, Dave, it's cold and flu season, so it's that time of year, and it's that type of night for the Philadelphia 76ers, as an illness seems to be running through this team. Joel Embiid is missing his 2nd straight game. Nick Nurse told us that he still has a fever and stayed back with the team at their team hotel. Tyrese Maxey was a late scratch after he participated in shoot-around, but didn't feel well enough to give it a go after a pregame warm-up. Jaden Springer was also dealing with an illness the last 2 games, but he is good to go tonight. And lastly, Nicholas Batum is also a late scratch, but he's out with right finger soreness. Dave, Bob?
Well, Philly's 12-6 is the first time they've played this year without both Maxey and Embiid. How hard is it to win a game like this when you don't have your 2 best players?
What do you think? It's obviously a challenge. I mean, look, let's call it what it is. But what can happen, Dave, is the Celtics can let their guard down. I've seen it before many times. They know who's not playing. They know who Embiid's out, Maxey's out, Batum. And maybe they rest back a little bit, and that gives Philly a chance to get some momentum. Not a lot of guys playing for Philly tonight, but the ones that do are gonna get big minutes. They're gonna get in a rhythm, so you never know how these things can go.
Tobias Harris is an 18-point-per-game guy for Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Boston not short on offensive weapons. Jaylen Brown's numbers down, but coming off a 30-point game Tuesday against Chicago. Back to the studio after the break. Celtics and Sixers coming up.
It's V-Week on ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
From Boston, we welcome you to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. The team with the best record in the East, the Celtics, at 14-4 and a perfect 8-0 at home. Welcome arch rival Philadelphia, a record of 12-6. 5-3 though on the road. Our starting lineup brought to you by Icy Hot. Joel Embiid missing his 2nd straight game and 3rd game of the season. Tyrese Maxey out with an illness as well. First game he's missed all year. So it will be Beverly, Morris, and Reed in the starting 5 with Melton and Tobias Harris. Philadelphia still without Kelly Oubre. We'll have more on that from Cassidy a little bit later. And for the Celtics, Al Horford will start. He's been primarily coming off the bench this year, but he's in the starting 5 tonight with Holiday, White, Brown, and Tatum.
This is it's going to be one where the Sixers are going to have to hope again that this group's probably never played together. They certainly never started together, Dave. So the Sixers guys, but they've all been starters on different teams certainly, and they're not going to be afraid. They're going to be up for the challenge, and the Celtics are going to have to meet them with some force early on and maybe set the tone.
First start of the year for Paul Reed. Obviously, Beverly has a ton of starting experience, as you mentioned. Same for Marcus Morris, his third start for Philadelphia. And Holiday knocks it out of bounds to start the game.